Greetings, fam. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Wherever you are, we are celebrating you. We are celebrating you. It's been 3 days, right? Or many days?
5 for me, I think.
Some days without seeing us, but we are here. We are here, and we keep celebrating Africa. We celebrate Africa. We also talk about those, bad things that we don't like about our Africa. Because if you don't correct what is happening, to come to bite us. Like history repeats itself, and it's repeating itself. Remember, we talked about what Marco Rubio said, right? We also talked about what Mahama is saying. Today we have to talk about what is happening, and today we have two hot things. One is Nigeria, two is Zimbabwe, right? And both involve the US. Okay, so we're hoping that you're aware wherever you are. Say hi to our subscribers.
Greetings, family. Greetings, brothers and sisters. It's good to be back. Thank you for joining the live. We are seeing all of you. Please like, please share the live, please subscribe in the channel. You can also super thank us, and so it's so much encouraging. Thank you.
We have merchandise on fourth wall.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check our fourth wall, African Bars fourth wall. Beautiful merchandise. Come on, guys. Beautiful. Go check them out. Even if it's not for today, it's for tomorrow. We also have Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/African Bars. Amazing. You can give us something for coffee. $5, $10, $20, $50. It goes at 5. One coffee is 5. So thank you for joining us, and let us go to Nigeria, right? We go to Nigeria. So we saw today, just today, we saw Representative Riley Mua. This guy is the what are they called? Congressman for West Virginia 2nd District, and they had been having this, what is it called? They have been having, okay, they've been having this council where they were talking about Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria allowed the US to bring in their troops, and we saw about 200 of their troops entering Nigeria, right? Then another thing is Trump has been talking about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. But for those who know, we know it's not Christians, it's people in the north that are being affected by or being unalived by these terrorists and all that. We also know that some times ago we saw their Congress talking, when they were talking about USAID, we saw it's their money that is used to fund this terror, right? So this guy came up and saying, he brought a report, and he said today Congressman Riley and Moore, joint members of the House Committees on Appropriations and Foreign Affairs of the White House, to formally present a comprehensive report outlining concrete actions to end the persecution of Christians in Nigeria and counter growing extremist violence in the region. Remember, when these guys come to talk about something, they are aiming at something, right? Mostly minerals and other. These are the guys who have been talking about coming back and building the empire that was. So extracting our minerals and running away with it without us benefiting, like it was been during colonization, or taking our people for slavery, like it was for the 400 years. So now they are talking about helping Christians in Nigeria. Do you think they'll be helping them? So he talked about why they were doing this, but what caught our eyes is the outlines, the recommendations from the report, which included establishing bilateral US-Nigeria security agreement to protect vulnerable Christian community and dismantle jihadist networks. But good, okay, they are doing security agreement. Niger was there, and they said, you know what, we don't get benefit, right? The next one is
withholding certain US funds pending demonstrable action by the Nigerian government to stop violence against Christians.
withholding US funds from the Nigerian government.
It's like some punishment. If you don't comply,
Yeah,
you hold
that's.
our
I think
money,
that's good
you
because
people will
these
starve.
guys were the first one to invade Benin, right? And they bombed Benin out of the planet, like, boom.
That's
And
the problem we have with African puppet leaders, because right now, you remember Tinubu used to say, always says in his speeches, I know you guys are in deep trouble. I know you have a lot of problems, but we cannot help you. Like, he knows for sure that the government cannot do anything. And imagine your own president saying that in front of the whole world, with now the US knowing that these people are poor, these people have zero. The president even acknowledges the fact that they have nothing. If we withhold our dollars, they will suffer.
So this is like blackmail. Like, you can only do it when we withhold our funds. Why can't they just do it?
Why do we even need their funds?
Exactly. We don't need them. We don't need their funds. But why does it come to the point where I'll hold the money until you do it? It's like they are forcing. And we know this Tinubu is a French asset, right? So,
but it's the price we pay for having
puppets.
I mean,
the next one is implementing sanctions and visa restrictions against individuals and groups responsible for or complicit in religious persecution. I had the investigative journalist David Hudain talking about how Boko Haram started, and the person who started, like who was funding it, once got the sanctions and visa restrictions from the US, but later they removed those things.
what?
You see, the next one is providing technical support to the Nigerian government to eliminate violence from armed Fulani militias. They are talking about Fulani. Is it Fulani really? Because there was this week I saw them some post where they were saying that research shows that, you see, these militias normally don't even speak English. They speak French. So you find that they are not even from Nigeria. So it can be any person from the Francophone, right?
Yeah, you see, in the next point, it's just point blank, demanding the repeal of Sharia and blasphemy laws, and then we move on to working with international partners, including France, Hungary, and the United Kingdom. Says a lot.
Right, it's crazy.
It just confirms everything, honestly.
And this is the report. Look at this. Actually, we want to point something because this is where it's crazy. So if you look, recommendation: strike a bilateral agreement between the United States and the government of Nigeria to protect vulnerable Christian communities from violent persecution, eliminate jihadist terror activity in the regions, further economic cooperation, and counter adversaries in the region, including the Chinese Communist Party and the Russian Federation. So it's about, okay, that's one. Then there's co-fund donor-supported humanitarian assistance, support and respond to early warning mechanisms, remove Fulani militias from. That becomes now tribalism. Then we have continue to expand security cooperation with the United States, including by divestment of Russian military equipment for American military equipment resales. So you will have to teach the Russian military equipment and you buy from them. So this is business, as usual. We
create a problem, we provide a solution. We are the ones who are coming in with the military equipment. We are the ones who are going to be supporting you with the fight. They've created some sort of market for themselves.
And the way they push it to be a Christian, it's a Christian genocide. They are like, they want to touch where it hurts, especially for the Christians. They are saying it's Christians. But the question is it really Christians? For example, let's go back, today is 25th, right? Let's go back just 23 days ago, where we saw extremists and those terrorists killing about gunmen on motorcycles kill at least 50 northwest Nigeria, right? And there's a Nigerian lawmaker reports at least 50 dead after attack, and some are still missing. But I want to look at these pictures. Do those look like Christians? Okay, let's go to, that was in Zamfara State, Hume area of Zamfara state, where armed men arrived in motorcycles and began setting fire to buildings and abducting residents. Let's go further and look at the next picture. These are residents carrying their belongings as they flee an attack in Woro, Kwara State on February 5th. There's another one. Look at them. Do they look like Christians to you?
Not even a single one.
That's just an example of, what we are talking about. As in, they have to put it as if it's a Christian thing, but this is something that is affecting Nigerians, not Christians. Christians, Islams, traditionalists, and anybody else who practice whatever religion, or if they are atheists, as long as you live in that area, they will come and do whatever they want to do to you. So that's crazy. And let's see, what are people saying? For example, David Udain is saying, protecting Nigerian Christians. Meanwhile, the whole document is about stop cooperating with the Chinese Communist Party and Russian, okay? Stop buying military equipment from the Russian Federation, that, and join us where we partner with France and the other one. Because you will see, it's like they are helping France. They enlist the support of international partners, including France, Hungary, and the UK. I mean, it's like we were being put back into colonization without.
But previously when we were all sleeping, we would not realize what is happening. Like right now, everybody is able to see things just from face value. I mean, if you don't, I don't know if Tinubu sees what is happening here, the kind of game that is being played. But for us who are awoke, we can see that this is some kind of stupid business.
Tinubu is over 90 years.
And
he's an asset.
It doesn't even make sense for us to be entertaining it. This reminds me the case of South Africa. This is the same thing that they did in South Africa. Trump and his government, they went and started rumors, propaganda war that the white minority farmers are being attacked. They even rescued a few of them, which I think went back to South Africa after being rescued to the US.
That was better because we saw Ramaphosa fighting. People fought, sure, until these guys were like, go back to where you come from, go back to the US because they are giving you
refuge.
Refuge. And these guys were like, no, we are not going. So some went.
But you see what is happening, the kind of game. If you are a weak government and if you are a weak leader, it's easy for you to fall for this nonsensical thing. We saw Ramaphosa being embarrassed. And good thing is that he went and he spoke on behalf of his people. There's nothing like that happening in South Africa. We need a president like that. No, for the Ramaphosa now. We need a president like that in Nigeria to go and say, you know what, US, to hell with you with your funds. Sometimes I have to agree with Museveni. Museveni said, we would rather have no AGOA. If you guys want to put us under such conditions, we would rather suffer alone. Can this guy do it?
Tinubu is quiet. Actually, you see the bombing, they said they were together. Look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth one from the bottom. Review and use points of leverage to compel Fulani herdsmen to disarm, including by blocking export of beef and other cattle-related products to countries like Ivory Coast, Ghana, South Africa, and Senegal. So now they have come in and they are now trying to mess up with
the market and
the market. Wow. Because it doesn't mean that Fulani, the Fulani are Fulani is huge and they keep cattle.
What does
from Senegal you find Fulani, Niger actually up to Chad you find a Fulani. So you are saying all those Fulanis will not be allowed to ship their beef. So you are messing up, and it doesn't mean that all of them are the terrorists. So you are dividing and, ruining.
They just want the people to suffer. This is going to make some Nigerians lose their jobs. Food, families will be starving, and then they are withdrawing their funds. So now you are left alone to bend to whatever they want.
Then the way they are pushing it, as in it's Christians. Now it's Fulani, so they are dividing it.
Tribalism and all.
And improve the foreign ministry sales process to expedite the procurement and delivery of defense articles and services necessary to support shared security priorities. Nigeria has weapons. They only don't want to use them on terrorists.
You are skipping ensure adequate staffing of diplomatic posts in Nigeria. Who is going to be staffed there? Their people? So it's like job creation for the US citizens, or what am I seeing there?
Yeah, there's, implement the national security up here. There's US Development Finance Corporation investment in Nigeria, especially in the middle belt. There has to be something in the middle belt. Oil, something, GEO audit report on the effectiveness of aid. Nigeria, one to you. So let's see what our brother David is saying. I'm saying the Fulani tribe is being successfully labeled a terrorist militia by the US government. This is the first step on the journey to dehumanizing and exterminating them, ostensibly to protect Christians, but actually to ethnically cleanse and occupy their land, both for the exploitation of mineral resources and also to counter Russian Chinese influence in the region. You remember, like when they talk, even when the African commander, the previous one, when he talked, he said he wants to for me, we have to have base camps in Africa for mineral concessions and to prevent Russia and China from entering. Yeah, it's a crime to label an entire ethnicity based on criminal activities of a few, just a nobody cause or white murderers, pedophilia colonized. There are millions of Fulani Christians who have never had a Daka or touched Daka. I hope Fulani and the northern leaders respond swiftly and strong to this attack. We can settle a conflict between tribes without opening the door to proven genocide. This will be a problem very soon. It will be a problem because you are saying Fulani. Fulani is like everybody. I mean, from Chad to Senegal, you find a whole
line of Fulani.
Fulani. From Jaobe in Senegal to the north, Fulani in Mata. So going down to Nigeria, northern, it's crazy. It's crazy. If our African leaders, especially in the ECOWAS, are woke, you need to talk about this. Because if Nigeria accept this, it will be a done deal.
Do they even care?
Yeah, I don't know. But brothers and sisters, we hope that we have opened your eyes on this. Do you have anything else to say about Nigeria?
No, not Nigeria per se. I'm just saddened by the fact that, religion is still a tool that is being used to mess up our heads. People get emotional when it comes to religion. They don't even want to think beyond whatever is being said. As long as the Bible is quoted or Christianity is, put in that picture, people refuse to think and to be critical thinkers. So this one here, you find that a lot of fights amongst ourselves will be coming up just because of religion. Now it's tribalism. Tribe is being,
now they are not using Islamic.
Imagine
because Tinubu is Islam.
So that now tribalism comes into play. Where do you run to? Christianity is being used, tribalism is being used. Where do we stand as a people if we cannot go back to who we are as an African people? Our tribes were not meant to divide us. They were meant to give us unity in our differences. If I know in our diversity, if I know that this tribe is stronger in this, I can always go there and ask them for help, with that regards. If it's fighting, if it's agriculture, if it's whatever, we use our diversity to conquer the world. But right now, our diversity is being used to fight us, to make sure that it divides us for the rest of.
Please let us know in the chat what you think about this, because we might not talk a lot about it, but it will be something that will affect us, especially Nigeria, because these guys talked about colonizing, something that I will never forget, bringing back the empire. And that's why you are seeing Hungary, France, United Kingdom, like we also want in. So it means that France will be back, and this time with the UK back to Nigeria.
Yeah, and the US is the one being used to.
So the empire is here. You have seen the document, and they are increasing the diplomatic. I don't know. There will be investment in the middle region of Nigeria. Do you think Dangote cannot do that? Do you think there are a lot of rich people in Nigeria who can invest in their own country? A lot of brothers and sisters left Nigeria, went out, made a life for them, but they usually say, we cannot go back. But if there's a president like Traore who can come and tell them, come back and invest in your own country, it would be better for them to invest rather than to have these people come in to invest. And these people have never helped anybody. when they come to say, oh, we are helping you fight these people, they created these people, so they are not going to end it because it's a way of, yeah.
Yeah, this is just reminding me of, the divide and conquer of Africa. Nigeria being the starting point. South Africa, I think, refused, and it helped them that Ramaphosa stood up against it.
Yeah.
And, seeing Tinubu complying to, I don't know if he's complying or he's just ignoring
But
it.
they usually, allegedly, they say he's their asset.
Now, that's the problem that we have. If those allegations are true, then we are done. Because if you are looking at this thing, you are the superpower, US, as they call themselves. Go in, be the one to lead this initiative, and us small ones. France is very weak right now. They cannot even do anything for themselves. So they depend on whoever can help them to go back to Africa and reconquer Africa. The UK is also in deep SHIT. Hungary, I don't even know where Hungary comes in, but you see all these 4 countries coming into Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to be the biggest economy in Africa. It's supposed to be leading us in terms of every aspect of development when it comes to, seeing Africa taking shape to the greater heights that we wish to see. But look at Nigeria being used as an entry point for this divide and conquer. And right now they are dividing Nigeria into small regions, using religion, using tribes. It's going to work because Nigeria has minerals and they don't have a president that wants the best for their people.
Guys, let us know
Very
what
sadly.
you think in the chat and also in the comment section if you're watching this live stream after. Okay, we go to the next thing. We are seeing and we are celebrating for the first time the president of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, because he's done something that we only dreamt of. We were hoping that one of our presidents can say no. So Zimbabwe has rejected a $350 million health deal, citing sovereignty concerns. Zimbabwe has walked away from a proposed $350 million health funding agreement with the United States after President Emmerson Mnangagwa personally directed his government to discontinue negotiations over what Harare describes as a one-sided deal that undermines the country's sovereignty. Brothers and sisters, you remember it's all started with the Eastern African country of Kenya, where we saw Kenya and the United States signing a landmark 5-year, $1.6 billion health partnership, December 4th, 2025, to strengthen Kenya's health systems and other things, focusing on HIV/AIDS, malaria, pandemic. Yeah, the direct government-to-government deal supports Kenya universal health care through equipment, blah blah, workforce and data. And us Kenyans were very worried about this and we complained, but you know what? Nobody listened to us. Did they retract on the deal? No. But the idea was the deal has raised concerns regarding data sovereignty, with critics raising questions about potential US access to sensitive patient data. Yes, a high court in Kenya has reviewed the deal following concerns from civil society. I don't know if they really, when these things are signed, they are gone. So Kenya was the first African country. Then we saw Nigeria signing the largest agreement, $5.1 billion from the US.
What is 5.1?
Uganda, $2.3 billion alliance focusing on infectious disease and maternal health. Mozambique, $1.8 billion. Cameroon, $0.8 billion. Ivory Coast, that is Cote d'Ivoire, $0.5 billion. Botswana, $0.5 billion. Lesotho, $0.4 billion. Eswatini, $0.4 billion. Rwanda, 0.2. Okay, Eswatini 0.2, Rwanda 0.2, Liberia 0.2, Madagascar 0.2, Sierra Leone 0.2. And people were like, you know what, these people will be using our data to train their AI or to test their own thing, or to, someone said that because COVID didn't affect Africa, and we know this with thing allegedly was developed. It didn't affect Africa as they expected. So they need our data so that they can know how how the next one will. Of course, they are planning on colonizing us, but good things coming from Nigeria. Good news is
Nigeria.
no, Zimbabwe. Sorry, no, Nigeria is not good news. Good news coming from Zimbabwe is the president
Emmerson
Emmerson Mnangagwa has said no. And okay, that is he directed his government to discontinue negotiations over what Harare described as a one-sided deal that undermines the country's sovereignty. Remember, they always sanction them. I think the EU or the UK has placed a weapons embargo on them, so they cannot buy weapons. So it's crazy. And now these guys wanted this deal. And Mnangagwa said no. And I hope he won't retract on this. Because immediately, okay, let's see what Jalo is saying. According to the government letter shared with officials, President Mnangagwa said that the memorandum of understanding put forward by Washington would compromise Zimbabwe's independence, including provisions for foreign access to national health data and potential risks to access critical mineral resources. Harare further argued that entering a bilateral health agreement with the United States, particularly under the America First global strategy, would conflict this with its commitment to multilateral global health network, given that past US withdrawals from the World Health Organization. You see? So, what have people said about this? You know, they will always be sympathizers, right? So, smart African leaders are finally waking up. You saw the Zambian president, right? More of this African Union. The African diaspora around the world is praying for Africa. The great return for the diaspora will be amazing. May I live to see it. Me too. So that's amazing. That's a see. Thank goodness. Let's see. Another. They would rather have women travel from Zimbabwe to South Africa to give birth and build healthcare facilities. Where is this coming from? We are talking about our sovereignty, and I think this is from South Africa. You that hate of, and this guy said you are underhead. Then there's this one called Blessing Mlambo said, do it sovereignty of does sovereignty help heal the sick? Does being sovereign help in any way better or improve the lives of people in Zimbabwe? Okay. ED and his ZANU-PF lost touch with reality about the situation in Zimbabwe, maybe that years ago. The reply is hot because he said, eat satsa. That satsa is the maize meal. No one said eat sovereignty, but we are sovereign people. I like this guy, Matigari.
No, you know what I'm getting from this, Zimbabwe thing is the fact that Mnangagwa says it is not good for the sovereignty of our country, meaning that if it's the same deal that has been given to Eswatini, Rwanda, which other countries are on that
Kenya,
list? Kenya,
Mozambique, a lot of
Mozambique,
countries.
billions, Nigeria, 5 point something billion. If it's the same deal that has been given to these countries, then it is telling us that we have puppets once again who do not care about their people. You don't want to read a document and understand it very well just because there's some finances backed up with that document. You just want to close your eyes and say, bring my pen, let me sign this thing, let us get the money. What happens to us on the ground? You go to the hospital, do you know it is very illegal for a doctor to even talk about your medical report to somebody else?
Yeah.
Now you are giving a whole country, take this data, do whatever you want to do with it, whether it's our DNA, they can now access anything and do whatever they can do to create things and bring them to us.
Most of our brothers and sisters, like our brother is saying, are daft. Like he's saying you are daft. We made the choice. So look at Ibrahim Traore. What foreign aid is he getting? But has he not managed to build a hospital? I will talk about health because this is just one, because he's doing a lot of things. A hospital that has a capacity of 5,000 beds. Hasn't he done great infrastructure, education, a lot of agriculture?
And that hospital requires the employment of doctors. Doctors don't come cheap. That's a whole, there's nurses.
They are building schools and all that. But our brothers and sisters are like, we are ready to sell our sovereignty for peanuts. That's the problem we have in Africa. That's the problem we have in Africa, because if you look at a country like, let's say, Congo. Congo has billions and billions and dollars of worth of minerals. but they cannot call unto the diaspora. You know, you find Congolese who have been in the diaspora for decades. They have made life for themselves. They have a lot of money which is lying there, which they can use. They can come and invest in their country, buy machines, start mining companies, and sell final products. But they are better off giving it to the US, and the frog just stays there. What is the name? Shekedi just stays there, and you know there are some news that came from Congo where it's just making women pregnant, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So Zimbabwe is like that. They have a lot of gold. They only need how to know how to use it, because corruption is another gory in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that's why that was my next point actually. I was just thinking, I hope that Mnangagwa has a better plan, because you reject this one, you don't just stay and say this we rejected this.
But then,
You can't take our data, and then there's no help for these people. When you see what was her name? The one who was called Thunderhead. When you see her saying that Vyogas, when you see Vyogas Machola saying they'd rather have women travel from Zimbabwe to South Africa to give birth. We saw a lot of harassment on Zimbabwean women giving birth in South African hospitals. They usually cross rivers, just put themselves in danger just to get better medical health care service from a South African government hospital. It's not even a private hospital. Getting there illegally just because there's nothing better for them in Zimbabwe. So Mnangagwa, as much as we are rejecting good move, what else are we doing on the ground to make sure that our people stay at home and they get the best health service that they deserve?
Eating salsa, maybe. This guy must be eating salsa.
We need to do better. We can't be congratulating and then that is it for the people.
Yeah. And it's simple, because let me tell you about these deals. 350 million that you're seeing. Little gets to
Just
people.
so little.
Very little. Probably even $1 million is what
Or probably he saw it's too little than what others are getting, yeah? The billions.
Maybe, and he's
Oh,
waiting.
it's like,
He's
what
saying, no,
kind of
I want
peanuts?
1 billion.
Oh, probably.
Because this, normally, even USAID, whenever we talk about USAID, the amount that would get to the people was very little. So something happened during the day, and this was all about the US Embassy in Harare. They came back with a whole crazy press release. And this tells you that it's not about you, it's about them. One thing is they are talking about America first, right? America first. Then they are here. So it comes like this is a press release where they say the United States regrets government of Zimbabwe decision on health assistance to Zimbabwe. The government of Zimbabwe has communicated its decision to withdraw from negotiations on proposed bilateral health memorandum of understanding with the United States. This MOU would have provided $367 million over 5 years to support Zimbabwe's priority health programs, including HIV/AIDS treatment and prevention, TB, malaria, maternal and child health, and disease outbreak preparedness. We believe this collaboration would have delivered extraordinary benefits for Zimbabwean communities, especially the 1.2 million men, women, and children currently receiving HIV treatment through US-supported programs. We will now turn to the difficult and regrettable task of winding down our health assistance in Zimbabwe. You see, that's like blackmail. That's a warning. The proposed MOU represented the largest potential health investment in Zimbabwe by any international funder and was built on a co-funding model designed to ensure sustainability and a path towards self-reliance. The MOU asks Zimbabwe to gradually increase its own health funding alongside US support, building on more than 1.9 billion US dollars in the US health support to Zimbabwe since 2006 that is directly responsible for Zimbabwe reaching the UNAIDS 95 goals. 16 African countries has so far, like we said, signed health cooperation MOU with the US, which represent over 18.3 billion in health funding, including more than 11.2 billion in US assistance, alongside 7.1 billion in co-investment from recipient countries. The US has a responsibility to American taxpayers to invest their resources where mutual accountability, transparency, and shared commitment are assured. So it's not something that they are hoping you. They have to get something out of you, right? These
Very true.
MOUs said, because they have a responsibility to the American taxpayer to invest their resources somewhere, and now you have refused. So we are cutting everything out. So this MOU set a higher standard for bilateral cooperation, one that prioritizes sustainability, measurable outcomes, and shared ownership of results. The government of Zimbabwe has assured us it's prepared to sustain the fight against HIV/AIDS, and we wish them well. I like the last part. Like Mnangagwa didn't just go out like that. He said, "We are prepared. We have resources."
Mnangagwa. But why would I feel so bad if I wanted to help you and you reject my help?
Yeah.
Like, why would you feel that? It feels like the US is so saddened by all this. You know, they are seeing the Zimbabwean people dying of HIV. They are seeing a lot of chaos, diseases from Zimbabwe just because they rejected some 350 million.
It's all about, interest. This is not about you, my brothers and sisters from Zimbabwe. It's about interest. The best thing you can do is rise up and push out those corrupt officials and build your country like the ES is doing.
Exactly. I like this comment
What
from
is he
New
saying?
Direction Africa. The US offers 360, is it 367 really?
Yeah,
$367 million. Zimbabwe says no. Now the embassy releases a statement full of regret, listing all the diseases and children that could have been helped, as if the only way to save lives is through American money. I mean, this is the same comment that I have. But here's the question no one asks. Why does health aid always come with conditions? Why does assistance always require alignment? And why is saying no treated like a crime? Zimbabwe has reasons. Maybe they are tired of strings. Maybe they are tired of being told what to do in exchange for treatment. Sovereignty isn't cheap, neither is steam.
Wow, New Direction Africa. Yeah, you are New Direction.
This is it. That's my question also. Like, why do you feel so bad when I say no to your help? I mean, I can help myself. Let me die if I die.
Exactly.
Right?
But it's never about helping you. It's helping me. Actually, you see people down here saying, for example, you see a MOU with America First. You see Memorandum of Understanding between Zimbabwe and the USA and America First Global Health Strategy. So we are coming to help you, but first we help ourselves.
Yeah, but it's us first.
At Zimbabwe, this lady, her name is Makosonke. Zimbabwe said,
is all kings.
Zimbabwe said, "Thank you for the 364 million, but we will pass. Africa is slowly entering its we have resources and we are not desperate anymore era." First, Botswana telling the world, "If you want our diamonds, come here." Now Zimbabwe walking away from negotiations. Maybe the continent finally realizing that dignity sometimes weighs more than dollars. And the president of Zambia told these guys, "We met in AU and we all talk together. Africa has woken up. It's all about mining our minerals and resources and processing them here for the benefit of our people." So this is how it shows you that even Nigeria should be wary of what is coming. See, you don't just walk away from 367 million. This is Mike, without a very good reason. We need to see the fine print of that MOU. What exactly the US asking for in return behind closed doors? Aid is never just aid. It is always a catch.
Do you know what the benefits, the partnership, whatever the benefits that the US has to gain from this? There's a lot of medication that we get from these countries. PEPFAR is the one for the HIV thing. So when you are rejecting, it means now you won't be purchasing from us. We won't be your suppliers. We won't be.
You have gone to China.
You have now gone to another alternative to seek other alternatives, which is not us. It's a whole $1 billion project. This whole thing. It needs a whole lot of money for this.
Didn't you see how COVID made people
very rich?
Padarek and Kuleni is saying, read it.
One question for the US Embassy in Zim. What was in this MOU? Your statement about mutual accountability reads like a colonial script. If Zimbabwe is such a bad investment, why are you still here? We know your game. All illegal sanctions on Zimbabwe must fall. Yes.
Chimurenga. Chimurenga. So you see how the people of Zimbabwe has woken up. So you see.
Is Ghana part of the 16 countries? My question also.
But I read those countries.
Was the list with all 16?
It's not there. I don't see Ghana, but Nigeria, Uganda, Mozambique, Ethiopia, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, Rwanda,
Hey,
Liberia,
Mahama, please
Madagascar,
represent us well.
Sierra Leone, we have Kenya, then Zimbabwe has rejected. Malawi has been under pressure to finalize a similar 740 million deal. Zambia, negotiations were paused or delayed in December 2025 pending specific business and mining reforms. I think they are after the minerals in Zambia. South Africa noticeably absent from the list of signatories following diplomatic tensions and disputes with
Which
the
is
US
saving South Africans.
Beautiful. So I don't know if Ghana is there.
I doubt we would have seen it on the list, and Mahama doesn't look like one
let
of
me
those
see
that will
if
easily bow.
yeah, let me see if this will give me. I don't see Ghana. I don't see Ghana because the 16 is Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, Mozambique, Ethiopia, Malawi, Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Botswana, Lesotho, Eswatini, Rwanda, and Burundi, Liberia, Madagascar, and Sierra Leone.
Earlier on, I watched a lady on TikTok who was giving us reasons why she had to cut a few of her white friends. She was saying one of the reasons is that these people always feel like they are the saviors and, you are there to be saved.
Yeah.
Like she says, when they are growing up, they are always told that, finish your food. There's kids starving in Africa. Don't waste food. African kids, are malnourished. What do you call it? Malnourished. They need the food. So anytime there's a relationship between us and them, they always see it as I am the savior for you. So anytime you stand up for yourselves against them and say, I don't need your help. I've got my own money. I can help myself. I can get myself out of any situation. They feel so offended because growing up, you are told these things that these people need your help. These people need to be saved by you. And then all of a sudden, you are standing up for yourself. How? So when you see the US rejecting that Zimbabwe wants to help themselves, it's that kind of mentality that they feel like, who are you to save yourself, Zimbabwe?
But I think it's all about the resources. It's never about let me help you. It's all about let me help myself.
So that I can get something from you.
This MOU we are going to invest in the middle area, like in Nigeria, or you have to cut deals with China. And imagine the deals China and Russia have done with Nigeria, and now say by the end of this year they'll have to cut all of them. Don't make sense.
Do you know what happens? Just to round it up. Once they get you so much invested into this receiving the funding, and then they start writing out reports. We usually see a lot of health reports coming in. Mostly they were from PEPFAR, the HIV status in Africa. You'd see like how bad the situation. At some point, my country, Swatini, was the leading HIV, with the biggest numbers. Just a small population of 1 million, we had big numbers leading Africa. I think at some point it scares you so much that you are like, hey, I am indebted to these people. And once they get you in that mindset, they can now come and say, give us this so that we can continue helping you, or your people will die.
I also remember our brother Ace. Ace on YouTube. Our brother Ace on YouTube from the US. He has roots in Haiti, and he went to Haiti sometimes and was telling us how the US finished the agricultural sector, especially the rice growing in Haiti, by bringing in the cheaper brands and dough. Haiti was food sufficient, they would grow their own rice. Now they have to depend on the US. Read what our brother engineer Bebel is saying.
We don't care about the 16 countries. There's no memorandum of understanding with America first. We thank our president for the bold decision. Don't want Gates to roam around our health better and surrender our critical minerals.
And with that, with our brother engineer Bebe, let's go to the next one. But please don't forget to tell us on the chat what you think.
It's sickening, honestly. I think we need the aid from US ourselves. I'm getting sick right now. I might need the aid to help myself out of this situation.
Look at the Mukwege. I don't want to read that.
As South Africans, we should be encouraging Zimbabwe to accept this deal.
Yeah, there's another one who's saying obviously they declined
They are getting
because
it.
they are getting everything from. Come on,
Wow.
South Africans.
Okay.
But
We need to close
Rutendo
this
is saying you have been building bridges with Zimbabwe. Why not remove my Magnitsky sanctions on the president to prove good faith? No, brother. These guys are not about
your faith, good
yeah,
faith, or helping you.
it's about
Getting
benefiting
you
from you. Hey, can we go to Jamaica?
Hey, let us travel all the way to West Africa.
Yeah, so what has Sonko done? So the Senegalese Prime Minister Osman Sonko has introduced a bill that tightens the criminalization of homosexuality in Senegal. The advocacy of homosexuality will also be punishable by 3 to 7 years in prison. This is our sister Natalia was saying, let those who are too upset immigrate to Cote d'Ivoire or to Europe.
Prime Minister. Just mark underline that it's the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Because apparently I saw the president is wants to make Islamic language teaching compulsory in school.
For all of them.
Like we've been talking about how religion
No.
teaching religion in
we should be out
that
that
spirituality is about the parent. It's about me to teach my children spirituality. It's not about anybody else out there, teachers and all that. They might do it wrong. This the way I do it because I'm the link between them and the Most High. But people are not amused. So this is what he said. I'm speaking to the Senegalese people. Yesterday, I personally submitted to the President of the National Assembly with my own hands the bill criminalizing homosexuality. This is the very first bill that I am personally carrying. Remember who else did this? And the US was not happy. President Museveni.
No, we can't talk a lot about such issues because also with the platforms that we have, but it's encouraging to see.
But for Africa, really, this is not our thing. We only have been messed up by, if the family unit, this is what God created. If you remove the family unit as it is, father, mother, and children, and now the extended family, if you remove it as it is, you mess up the whole thing, and kids will be able to copy these foreign things which does not belong with that, and they will start having narratives of it existed before colonization. No, it was not there. And if you are found of even having such things, hey, penalty was death. Guys, let us know what you think about this.
This one doesn't require a lot of comments.
Yeah, but
we are under scrutiny.
I think Senegal, this is law in Senegal. But if the prime minister is doing this because it's entering, because they were talking about sometimes some 2 weeks ago they arrested some guys who are doing this, like Epstein, this pedophile ring between Senegal and France, and they arrested some guys and now they're in prison. You see what is happening, like the Epstein files. Those people have been arrested in Senegal. So it seems it's a follow-up from this. If you're from Senegal or neighboring Senegal, let us know what you think. So we go to the next one.
And please, as you enter the live, continue to like the live. Please. Clicking that like button, thumbing up, it helps us. It helps.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for being here with us. We see you, and continue supporting us by buying us coffee. Continue supporting us by buying our merchandise. Super thanks, super chats. We'll be amazed by that. And thank you so much. So, what is happening in Ghana? The
size of Ghana's economy has crossed the 100 billion landmark, $100 billion landmark threshold. It is projected to reach $140 billion by the end of 2026, making it the 7th largest economy in Africa in 2026. That is Ghana. Gold Coast.
Sometimes, some week ago, the president of Kenya was saying Kenya is doing very well. It has, I think, closed. Okay. So the largest 10 largest economies of Africa by nominal GDP, We have South Africa, then Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, Morocco, then Kenya, then Ethiopia, then Angola, then Cote d'Ivoire, then Ghana. So in this case, Ghana, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But in this case, they are saying that in 2026,
by then
Ghana will be 7th. That shows you how well Mahama is doing this. Mahama is overworking. And when it came to gold, now it talks about cocoa and a lot of other things. And it's not
he
us
was
who are
talking
saying
about their
this.
minerals being processed within Ghana. No more
Yeah.
minerals going out of Ghana.
Yeah. And it's not us talking about this.
The macroeconomic turnaround is broad-based and comprehensive. All sectors of the Ghanaian economy have witnessed some remarkable improvement. Most importantly, the size of Ghana's economy has crossed the 100 billion United States dollar landmark threshold. Your Excellency. Mr. President, we inherited an economy that was valued less than $80 billion. But most importantly today, the size of Ghana's economy has crossed the 100 billion United States dollar landmark threshold. The size of Ghana's economy is projected to reach 140 billion United States dollars by end 2025, making it the 7th largest economy in Africa in 2025.
When they got in, it was less than 80 billion.
80 billion.
And now it is, it keeps going higher. In most African countries, the presidents who are currently in position will complain about the previous government, how it messed up the economy. 5 years wasted on how the previous government wasted the economy, how it's difficult for
Singapore. Ghana will become the 8th or possibly even the biggest economy in Africa in 2060. This is Sahel revolutionary soldier brother Cecil. He said GDP $113.49 billion represent a moderate increase from its 2025 estimate of approximately 1 or 8.1 billion, reflecting a GDP growth rate of 0.8%. And he says if the projection for 2026 hold, the economy could hit $140 billion, making Ghana the 7th largest economy in Africa and 2nd biggest in West Africa. And he says many Africans and Ghanaians in particular are wondering why Mahama's first term did not thrive as much as his second term. In fact, many will conclude that his first term at the death of President Atamis whilst in office was an abject failure. The answer is AES. So they are saying, he's saying that the influence of AES is what is leading to this.
He copied the model.
So I told you.
Yeah.
That liquefier that Koita Asimi and Ibrahim Traore and Tiani lead spreading.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you very soon, 2 years or so it will spread to Senegal. The answer is AES. It's spreading to Togo too. Despite the revolutionary and radical changes adopted by AES partner, Mahama has sought to assert greater control over Ghana's resources and greater integration with his African partner in the AES, which has been the difference. Whilst Akufo-Addo had a policy of appeasing the imperialists to the detriment of Ghanaians, allowing Ghana's gold to be exported for the next nothing, shipping raw cocoa and importing from the imperialists at a higher price, Mahama has done the impossible, and the nation. The Mahama has done the opposite, and nation is seeing the result. Well done to the leadership of Ghana. I would say the same.
Yeah.
That's
the answer is AES.
Yes.
That is it.
The answer is
Zimbabwe,
AES.
I saw Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Botswana coming together also to have some sort of model that looks like the AES. I don't know if it's going to work in Southern Africa.
Maybe it will work. I don't know, but the way I saw Chilema talking, Zambian president.
No, he's not part of the AES.
No, I'm saying like that way. Look at even Ethiopia. Ethiopia, just, the way, those people who meant us say, if you are down, just go and hide yourself for 1 year. Work on yourself. And when you come out, people will be like, who is that? That is what Ethiopia is doing.
Ethiopia has shocked all of us. Just some months in between, the airport changed like, wow.
Yeah. Now it's the city, the roads, the schools. We'll see about that. We'll come into that. So kudos to Mahama. I mean, Ghana should be the Gold Coast. It should be the Ashanti Kingdom as it was, and all other kingdoms within, bringing together the Ghana Kingdom. It has to be beautiful. And I'm sure Ghana, following in the steps of
Yes.
Burkina Faso, because they are working very closely with Burkina Faso, what we are going to see very soon, they are bringing in some model that brothers and sisters will be celebrating in Africa. Whether those guys are planning on recolonizing us, I don't think they'll be able to. But the Black Winter is coming, and Ghana knows that. Togo, I think Togo is very aware of this too, because they are working hand in hand with the Burkina Faso. So I don't know, but we are hoping for the best. Let us know if you're from Ghana. What do you think? What do you think about this? Tell us in
Someone
the
was saying in the
comment section.
comments in one of our, I think it's shorts, was saying this guy's all talks and nothing. Look at this. I think we'll have to give him a link of this video. This is a whole presidency saying that the projections are going higher and higher and higher. And it shows you that this is a president who's working on the ground, talking, yes, and working, just like our Traore. The kind of leadership that we need.
People are trying to, debunk that, saying the biggest African economy is February 2020. Well, we have read it. So Ghana is like
the reason they're saying by the end of
the year.
Kenya will be out of the
because
seventh position.
If you look at it, they are talking about 140, right?
Yeah, and Kenya
if Kenya stays at 120,
which is possibly so.
That's where it will be. And I think people in this comment are trying to correct this guy. Like, you see, now they are talking about so Ghana will soon overtake Kenya and overtake Morocco and goes in that order. So that guy is trying to correct him. And so people are saying a quick Google Ukraine as the economy was valued good. You see, so useless. If people can't get employed, no factory, no real science accommodation, no, I don't know who that is. But the question is, you can see the evidence in average Ghana's life, really. So most people are like, is it reaching the people?
Is Ghana part of the health of the US?
No. But the question is it reaching the people? And I've talked to some Ghanaians friends, and they say, they are feeling better. Even the coin, the cedi has strengthened against the dollar, right? We go to the next one, right?
Please.
The next one is Ghana again. Ghana. When you go to Ghana, the airport is called Kotoka International Airport. So, Kwasi Kotoka. So, Ghana's government has successfully removed the name of a coup leader and imperialist slave, Emmanuel Kwasi Kotoka, who helped overthrow founding father Kwame Nkrumah from its main airport. Kotoka International Airport will be known as Accra International Airport, its original name. Ghana is onto something interesting. One need to watch them carefully. They are following the footsteps of the years in many respects, and I am loving it. Me too.
Seems like this guy always has some WhatsApp mini with Traore. Like, what are you guys planning on the name of the airport?
I'm telling you, some, not all. If you go to like countries like Zimbabwe, they have Robert Mugabe, right? International Airport. Okay, Mugabe was okay. If you go to go to Togo. Go to Togo. You find the father of Fox Nyasimbe, the current president. His name is Nyasimbe Eyedema. He's that's the name of the airport. Yeah. This guy is the one who overthrew the best president Togo would ever have, Sylvanus Olympio, only to take the country and continue serving the puppet masters. The reason why Sylvanus Olympio was exterminated was because this guy was like, we are taking back our country and we are not serving the masters. Let's go to Senegal. Blaise Diagne was kind of a sympathizer. He was we call sympathizers. Blaise Diagne, even I think is it Malcolm X who said, or it's Martin Luther King, I'm not sure, that if this guy hates even his fellow brothers, Wolof brothers, And if it was possible, he can have all his blood removed and filled in with the white people's blood.
But isn't it the same doesn't it apply for all African countries really? Mostly it's the sympathizers that we glorify.
Even Kenya,
Like,
Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
when you see them being praised as heroes, as whatever they did, you should be asking yourself a lot of questions. Like, is this the person that we should really be focusing our energy on? Or there's somebody behind the scenes who probably was betrayed by this guy?
I've gotten it's W.E. Du Bois, the prominent American sociologist and Pan-Africanist who criticized Blaise Diagne, stating that he suspected Diagne despised his own black wall. This guy had very close ties to the French administration, and his defense of forced labor and his staunch pro-French stance critics like Du Bois urged that Diagne separated himself from his African roots and the wall of majority in Senegal. You know, when Senegal or many Pan-Africanist leaders were fighting for independence, Blaise Diagne, the Senegal guy whose name the airport is named after, was fighting to have Africa assimilated within France, like to be a department of France.
Yeah.
Finally, he went to France, married a French woman. Even
Good
his
for
kids
him.
forgot. They don't even come.
Good for them.
Yeah, he pursued a policy of assimilation, arguing for a full French citizenship for Senegalese people, which sometimes put him at odds with other African anti-colonial leaders. That is Blaise Diagne. That's the airport. Go anywhere, you find
most of them sympathize, if not all.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So what are people saying? What are you saying? What are people saying?
His descendants should be banished from the country.
I love that.
Man, it's definitely good to see and hear about that for sure.
Yeah.
I see why you were celebrating.
David,
Yeah.
thank you for educating us. Amazing.
Some nations, what is this one saying?
The wind is blowing.
Change is coming for sure. Black winter is coming for all this.
The reunification of Africa is very imminent. You may not know it now, but sure you will. When Africa stands, many names will be forgotten. Absolutely. They'll be reversed soon.
I think at this point we just need to rename everything. Everything in Africa, like from roads to airports to streets to whatever. We need to rename because most of these names that were being glorified by putting them on these big boards. This is street, I don't know, lane what. It's usually for people who messed us up.
Even see, like Victoria Falls.
Yeah, and we continue to carry that history. You know, anytime you're going somewhere, you say, I'm going to Victoria Falls. That name keeps on coming back to our lives. It's not history, it's still within our present. So whatever this guy did, it is messing us up spiritually. The minute you keep calling this guy Emmanuel Kwasikotoka, his name keeps coming back to our history present. And you see, it messes us up. We need to rename everything.
Like Uganda.
Rename
Rwanda, Kigali International Airport. I mean, we should have Nairobi International Airport or Kenya International Airport or whatever.
Hey, we are being messed up.
We don't need
it's a psychological war.
Yeah, exactly. So still on Ghana, but now we are going with the AES, regional diplomacy. Ghanaian President John Mahama invites the leaders of the AES to a high-level consultative conference in Accra, objective to revive dialogue between ECOWAS and the Sahelian Confederation, following the January 2025 break. I don't know about it. Me not like this. But
that's offside.
Before we even say, let's check what people be saying here. Say, in my opinion, they should come to Waga instead. Wagadugu. It's ECOWAS that's the one requesting. So let them make the trip and return to ECOWAS must not be on their agenda. Not at all. Absolutely. That's come from Traore Bala. Then we have a brother or sister Pixie Do saying the Mahama guy has nerve. Has some nerve. Yeah, he invites 3 people to his place. Why doesn't he get off his ass and go to them instead? And then he has the cheek to leave them alone and go bother them with useless stupid equals. That's happened run of the West. And when it all comes to, let's do a deal with ECOWAS, it's it comes out very badly, right? Like, we want to have a high-level consultative conference to revive dialogue between ECOWAS and the Sahel. Okay, ECOWAS. Who is messing us? Who is being used? It's Benin, it's Ivory Coast, it's Nigeria. You see? So there's no way we are coming back to ECOWAS.
I don't know why they always feel the need for these countries to come back. I mean, that ex that doesn't want to let go. These guys have moved on. They've created a whole beautiful thing of which Mahama is copying from. And then you still want to take us back to some past that we don't even want to associate ourselves with. Why do they feel the need? Mahama, I don't know, probably he's probably doing it from a genuine heart of, I can see what you guys are doing with this AES thing. It's brilliant. But why don't we come back as a region and do it together? He probably comes from that point. Or he probably comes from a place of, somebody has sent me to bring you guys back. We don't know. But why don't you let them do whatever they are doing?
You see that brother in the middle? That brother in the middle once had an interview. The brother with the green, uniform. Tiani Abdurrahman, Tiani of Niger. He once had an interview, and in that interview, he said something that will never leave my mind. In 1994, ECOWAS was taken over by France. And since then, it's been owned by ECOWAS.
France.
By France. That means ECOWAS does not belong to Africans. And that's why when they talk about the ECO, the money that they want to release next year, when it started, it was an ECOWAS thing. But immediately, the person who was the chairman of ECOWAS, that was Alassane Ouattara, the president of Cote d'Ivoire, gave it to Macron. And they said this would be the one that would replace CFA. CFA is a colonial currency which they don't print, they don't have a central bank, they don't control, it's pegged to the euro. It's a colonial currency which is printed in France. So if they want your minerals, you have to give out the minerals and they print the paper. So it's not yours. So the best thing for France would have been this ECO would include Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, those countries which are not within the Francophone, those countries that do not use the CFA franc. So Tiani said this thing was taken by France in 1994. It still belongs to France, and that's why when Tiani took over, they were ready to invade Niger. So my question is, why can't you, Mahama, the president of Ghana, we have been watching you and we like what you are doing, but why don't you join the AES like your people, the Ghanaians, have always wanted him to join this
That's the question. Why are you pulling us to this organization and you can easily join us? I mean, if you can't beat them, join them, man.
Yeah. So we move forward, and it's Burkina Faso and Ghana. So after 6-year break, Ghana and Burkina Faso have revived their cooperation by signing 7 powerful bilateral agreements in Ouagadougou. So they signed in Ouagadougou. I mean, these deals focus on fighting terrorism and violent extremism together, easier trade and transport along the vital Tema Ouagadougou corridor, border management and security, mutual recognition of driver's licenses for smoother cross-border movement, disaster response like flooding from Bagre Dam, cracking down on drug trafficking, and this comes as the Sahel faces rising insecurity from imperialist agents, including recent attacks that sadly affected Ghana traders. You saw that, whereas I think 8 or 10 Ghanaians traders were killed, tomato traders were killed, and that's where we learned that 99.6% of fresh tomatoes in Ghana comes from Burkina Faso.
Imagine. Said it.
99.6%.
Yeah, remember when I was in Burkina Faso
Officials say it's a big step to protect lives, stabilize the region, and keep West African key trade routes safe and flowing. A critical move for peace, prosperity, and stronger brotherly ties in West Africa. So about 8 or 10 people from Ghana, traders, were killed by terrorists. And some people, I think there are some assets, started blaming the relationship between Mahama and Traore. They wanted it to fall. But these guys, the the members of parliament or went to their parliament and they said, no, don't blame that on this. We know and we celebrate Traore for the good thing he's doing, and this is not on him. So I think this is very nice, very, 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 very beautiful. What do you say about that?
It's a good move, but now you see they're bringing in some politics. That's politics.
Yeah.
And, coming from the issue of Mahama trying to pull these guys back to the ECOWAS, it also gives me another picture that what if they are trying to now send a whole different picture about Burkina and the relation? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a messed up kind of situation. And Mahama, you are better off. Let me just take us back to that ECOWAS thing. You are better off just ignoring this thing. Pretend as if it's not even there. It's non-existent. Look at your counterpart, your colleague, Senegalese president. He tried, he failed. He was being used by the former Nana Akufo-Addo to go and talk to his, age mates, but he failed. Now Mahama is coming in as the elder brother here to say, hey, brothers, let us do something.
So what is our brothers and sisters thing?
Great, this should have been the work of the whole ECOWAS bloc. Because of foolishness from the puppets of France and USA, the ES is left to fight this deadly demon of terrorism all alone. We fight as one body to stay alive, or we all perish by staying divided. That is it.
We have lost Nigeria. That's painful. It's great to see Ghana and Burkina Faso reviving their cooperation. If we can fight terrorism and violent extremism together, we can achieve a lot. Mahama better hold up his end of the deal. Pan-Africans globally are watching as the Ghana US Air Base and newly appointed French military, so-called non-activist trainers, swing into action in the northern border of Burkina Faso. We are watching. Yes, that's something, because you remember the French military training Ghanaian military in the north.
Now that's what raises more questions about this ECOWAS thing. Who is behind you, Mahama, saying come back to ECOWAS? That's the problem that we have.
Exactly.
You see?
Africa unity revived. The times demand such a move. Good one, Ghana will be better for it. That is, if they are not to play the role of sellout. I hope they are not. But I know that Traore, Burkina Faso, and their gods are not sleeping. Absolutely. I think that's a good move, right?
Yeah.
It's a good move. We go to the next one. This is Togo. Togo, the country of Nyasinde and his father, Nyasinde Eyedema. What has he said?
Togo's head of diplomacy, Robert Dussey, warns. Is it Dussey?
Yeah.
Warns against the isolation of the ES. Since the Munich Security Conference, where on behalf of the Trump administration, Marco Rubio praised the colonialization of Africa, the head of Togolese diplomacy, Professor Robert Dussey, has reaffirmed Lome's unwavering support for the Sahel states. For Togo, the strategy is clear. Helping the AES defeat terrorism is a matter of survival for coastal countries. If terrorism invades the Sahel, we will be the next victims, the minister warned, advocating for permanent dialogue and intelligence sharing with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Robert Dussey once again positions Togo as the Gulf of Guinea's most pragmatic mediator and partner in the face of the upheaval in the sub-region.
Yeah, this is Togo. I told you, Togo kind of is waking up. I don't know why. Slowly but surely. And
hopefully surely.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good things coming from Togo. Like even the sellout Damiba who tried to, this is the guy who tried to cause a lot of upheaval and
But you know how these people start off? I don't know if this is some kind of strategy from this imperialist. They all start off as, we understand you guys, we respect your decision as the AES, you're doing good, fight. I mean, we won't even be bothered. Mahama, I'm going back to Mahama. He also came in saying this, remember? Mahama was like, the AES, you guys, I respect you, I just leave you guys alone, do your thing. Togo is coming in the same. It's kind of like some soothing kind of operation for the AES to make them, reconsider their relations and open their arms and hands to them. No, for these countries now who are coming to be the mediators of ECOWAS.
But I think when you look at the people, at your people, and you want to be loved by the people. Let's talk about Ghana, let's talk about Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, all those countries which, are close to the AES. If you talk to the people on the ground, they all want to join the AES. All of them.
People, but the leaders?
All of them. That's what I'm saying. So if you want to appeal to the people, you have to,
play the cards well.
You can do that. But for Mahama, we are seeing those one-on-one development. Togo,
which is very nice.
I don't know. But I'm hoping that like I always say, that little fire that these three guys lead is what we are seeing in Ghana, is what we will be seeing in Togo. Zambia has started. Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana, Eswatini. Yeah. So this is what our brother my 2 cent word said. This is good news, but I reserve applause till a later date to observe consistency and progress report.
Oh, today I'm just vibing with these people, like myself included. I'm not.
Ageopat is saying.
I know.
All these tinaries of Chad, yes, you know Chad, Togo, exactly, are using AES to become popular and relevant.
Exactly.
To appeal to the people, right?
Exactly.
Homan is saying, when you're despot president of what do you call him now, going to open your country for true democracy? We don't need democracy, but Nyasimbe didn't do right to do whatever he did.
We wait and see. This is Mahama saying, brothers, come back to ECOWAS. We are waiting.
Maybe it's another.
We wait and see.
Brothers and sisters, let us know what you think in the chat. Come on. Don't just watch and leave the chat.
And the good thing about this is that it doesn't take long. You remember with the Jomai Files, he also came in like he's a good friend. Mahama also, it doesn't take long
if it takes
for them
long,
to prove
if it takes long, it's genuine. If it doesn't, it's Jomai File. Actually, the people are like, oh, Jomai File, and the people of Senegal loved him. Oh, Jomai Muiso. Gosh, even right now, if you talk about,
where is he?
He's he's eating sabza. He's eating
Jomai
chepijin.
File is probably eating some. What do they eat in France?
No, in Senegal.
In France?
No, he's in Senegal.
Are you sure?
He's in Senegal. He's eating chepijin. Chepijin is nice.
Probably dining in France with Macron. Let's move on to the next one.
So the next one, we go to Burkina. And guys, if you've been to Burkina, it's so dry, so hot. But how comes these guys are supplying Ghana with 99.6% of
tomatoes don't need a lot of. They do well in such conditions.
Irrigation.
Yeah, under irrigation.
It tells you how Africans are hardworking. And if we get someone so good to support us, we'll be able to, like for example, we are talking about banana and plantains. These things require a lot of water. So plantain and banana flourish in Burkina Faso.
And the kind of soil that they need, look at Uganda, that's very fertile land.
Exactly.
And they are
No,
thriving.
this is the Sahel. It rains well when it rains, but bananas cannot, it rains for 3 months and then for 9 months it's dry in the Sahel. So I'm sure these guys are irrigating. So a fifth effective harvest in Guirico that exceeds expectations from plants from Ghana to local nurseries. Burkina Faso is building self-sufficiency on plantain and banana that they were told could not grow on Burkina Faso soil, like wheat. As part of the Presidential Initiative for Agricultural Production, a banana harvest was held on Saturday, February 21, just the other day, at the Nafaso site in Bobojula. So the activity brought together the leaders of the initiative and the producers who came to see the tangible results on the site.
And I'm sure it's the project that is being youth-led. And Traore gave a lot of support to young people, whether it's equipment, whether it's land. And I'm just hoping that they are now harvesting and seeing the works of their hands coming to life. I mean, beautiful.
Our sister said,
Natalie.
No. One of our sisters.
Okay.
She said that we need to make Sahel green.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is what we are talking
this
about.
Is it. This is it. Yeah, it's possible.
And it's beautiful. I think I need to know how we are doing this. Look at the leaves. What do you see on the leaves.
Where? On the bananas?
Yeah.
This one's here.
No. The one this guy. Look at the leaves. Don't
They
you
are
see
green?
dust?
Oh, it's dusty, of course.
Exactly. So this is irrigation. Yeah. This guy and water. By the way, water in the Sahel is
And
it's the groundwater is up.
Sprinklers, yeah.
Yeah. So the groundwater
Awesome.
is not very deep. You dig a well, say 100 feet, you have a lot of water. So I think that's what they.
But even the dust looks like the soil is good enough for this.
No, the dust is because the surrounding area, winds will come with the dust. So that's why I'm saying this is definitely irrigation. Like they said on wheat, like the French always told them you cannot grow wheat. Then Traore is like, we are also going to grow cocoa. There's a guy who is growing cocoa in Ouagadougou. I mean, Ouagadougou, and you are growing cocoa.
Whatever they say you can't do, you can do.
You can.
Yeah.
And the thing is, even in Senegal, they don't grow wheat. But you go to some places and you are like, this is the prime conditions for growing wheat. Because you are not growing. So where do you get wheat? And it's now become the culture where you go in the streets, someone is carrying bread like firewood everywhere. It's become a culture. And that culture has to be, given the raw materials by someone. So who is this someone? Definitely they are shipping from someone. Who is this? France. Even cows, those milk cows. There's no, but Israel are keeping those milk cows. So you have to ship that milk powder, soya milk from.
That's a problem that I have. They create a problem and become the market and become the suppliers to the market. Like, how do you do that?
So kudos to Ibrahim Traore. This is amazing. You're growing plantains. I know you are growing cassava. I know you are growing cocoa. I know you are growing wheat, which you are told is impossible. Actually, you told the children that it's possible to grow all these things in a country. Cote d'Ivoire said, you know what? You get acheke from us. Acheke is a very common meal in Cote d'Ivoire and then Burkina Faso and all that. And people love it. It's couscous made out of cassava. And Cote d'Ivoire was like, we are not shipping our cassava again. Cassava is just a one-season crop. Ibrahim Traore said, you know what? We are going to grow it in a season. Cote d'Ivoire farmers are crying that, we don't know where to take our cassava. That's how it works, right? So the same thing. I think they said like they are remaining like two tons or 2,000 tons of wheat, and they will be self-sufficient. None will be coming out. Yeah. And you remember Ibrahim Traore just 2 years ago is when he told Putin that, okay, we are accepting what you're giving us, but in the coming years we'll be producing. That's a leader, right? Next we go what he's doing and the roads they are building, it's amazing. I think we have talked about this.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We're exhausted for sure. It's beautiful to see that people are working together for the development of their country.
Yeah, and this is all Fasomebo.
Yeah.
And for Fasomebo, it's people who are funding it, and the plan is to build 5,000 kilometers of roads each year. And remember, when he came in, it was less than 4,000 kilometers, the whole country. Now he's building 5,000 every year.
The good thing with good government, good governments and good governance is that there's no embezzlement of funds. Imagine the people pumping into these projects billions and billions of dollars, and then only to find that there's nothing happening on the ground. It reminds me of this situation that most people complain about in the diaspora, that we always send money back home, ask our relatives to help us build a house for us, a retirement home. When you travel back home, you find there's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So if you have a bad government, same thing can happen to you, like what our diasporans are experiencing with some family members. But look at Traore. This is the people trusting your government to say, I'll give out my $1, my $100. Let us do this thing together. And you're seeing the difference overnight. These people do work day and night.
And the good thing is, you see, for many African countries, you will see it's foreign companies building.
Chinese.
But this guy was like, hey, these are not so
We are
good.
buying our
So
own
he bought the
equipment.
machines,
Yeah.
trained the guys, the young guys. You saw the Maya talking about it when he was there. Trained the young guys, and the young guys who are building those big, beautiful
Once they
roads.
finish building in their own countries, now they can be starting to look for tenders outside Burkina Faso, creating employment
it'll
for
be
their
like
people.
China
It
for
will be,
Africa.
yeah, it will be a whole thing that is changing, life
And
changing
the
for.
good thing is it's fully funded by the national budget, no foreign aids or loans. And like for example, we talked about Ouaga Bubujulaso Highway, which is a big highway to be huge, and it's 2 kilometers. And they were able to clear it. The first phase of clearing the road just took I think 56 days with earthworks underway. Like this, it was crazy. Like 100% for Somepo initiative. Phase 1 was just clearing the route. It was done under 60 days, under 2 months.
Ours takes 2 times in government.
It takes forever unless the Chinese is doing it.
And then after 40 years, a whole 4 decades in government, you still beg for more time to finish some project.
Exactly. So something coming from Burkina. You know, we talked about the bananas and plantains, and now they are building a dam that is called Jarajugu Dam. And the Minister of State Ismail Sombri visited the construction site of the Jarajugu Dam, Bamakomin, and the project with a capacity of 10 million cubic meters aims to secure agricultural production in the region. Eventually, the work will allow to irrigate the existing 1,560 hectares and conquer an additional 300 hectares, ensuring continuous production for the benefit of local producers. Imagine the people building this, it's not a foreign, and they want to farm 1,560 hectares and an additional 300 hectares. When Ibrahim Traore talks about food sovereignty, he's talking about this.
Talking and doing.
And that's it, food self-sovereignty. And work began in April 2025, and the project is valued at 6 billion CFA francs, financed by the national budget, according to local media. Purpose of the infrastructure to enable continuous agricultural production throughout the year in the commune of Bama. You see, this is the agricultural minister, the guy in military suit. You know, Traore trusts these brothers in the military,
Oh, those
the
are
disciplined forces.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah? It's them building. It's
With
not
their own
anybody.
equipment.
With their own equipment, with their own money, no loans, no aid.
It's amazing to see that there's not even a single Chinese engineer coming to supervise. There's nothing here, nothing looking like foreign to our land, nothing. So if it's engineers, they were taken to these countries, go and then come back and implement in your own country.
You know, like you come to my country and there's a lot of engineers and they are not employed. Not that they don't know what to do this, they know.
They know there's
But
no
they are not
opportunity.
employed.
Yeah.
There are no opportunities because normally they are given outside. And if anything, you find the project is worth $100 million, it is now $500 million. So it's bloated. The cost is bloated. So rather than doing many projects, creating jobs for all these engineers, you have one project that is worth like 5 more projects or more.
But this is beautiful to watch. I mean, you can't see any foreign. Hey, this is beautiful.
You cannot see. And look at how beautiful, even the finishing. Look at it.
Nothing like, I don't know, engineers from where?
No. This is Ibrahim Traore's Burkina Faso. Yeah, this is Ibrahim Traore's Burkina Faso. And in addition to that, we also saw Banfora drinking water treatment plant being inaugurated, strengthening sustainable water supply in the region. This happened on Monday. The National Water and Sanitation Office, ONEA, officially opened the Banfora drinking water treatment plant, marking a significant step forward in bolstering the region's capacity for sustainable drinking water supply. Thanks to Ibrahim Traore for rapid development. Amazing. I mean, when I talk about these countries, why can't we have every African countries like this?
Dream.
It's a dream.
Are you sleeping? Let me wake you up.
Oh, come on. But
Back to reality. This is our reality.
so when it comes to water, irrigation, that is agricultural, food self-sovereignty, construction, infrastructure, travel is like, I am your man. Hospitals, schools, education, exposure, all that. So this is amazing. Guys, let us know in the chat what you think. What should we do? You know, we need to join this bandwagon. When you talked about having, you know, building these dams, there's no anybody from out, it's our brothers and sisters. We need to take African bars to those sites. We need to show the real work, talk to the people and all that. Who's ready to sponsor us? I know a lot of you would like to sponsor. Reach out to us. We usually have our number, our WhatsApp number on
Description.
the description. Yeah, all the time, all the time. We also have Instagram. We have Twitter. That is X. You just look for African Bars. You find us. I am African. You find us. So okay, now back to ECOWAS. What are they doing?
ECOWAS has officially confirmed July 1, 2027 as the target launch date for the ECO, a single regional currency. Recent talks in Monrovia, Liberia brought together central bank governors from 12 member states to lock in technical systems, governance rules, and economic benchmarks. Phase 1 could include Liberia, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and the Gambia, but it's not automatic. Countries must meet strict requirements: low inflation, fiscal discipline, and a strong foreign reserve. Maybe this is why Mahama is pulling these guys.
Look at phase 1. What do you note?
It's not automatic. Countries must meet strict.
No. Phase 1. The countries themselves.
Liberia.
Those are countries that are not using the safer. Those are countries. Okay, Guinea. I'm not sure about Guinea, but those are countries that are not using the safer. Mostly.
I think Guinea doesn't use.
Does Guinea?
Check Sierra Leone.
Okay, let me. Sierra Leone doesn't. It's Guinea currency. Let me see. They have the Guinean franc. That
Not
is
the
Guinea.
safer.
They don't use the safer. So these are countries which do not use the safer. Which countries in West Africa do not use the safer. So who is behind it? Because that is Nigeria, Ghana, Gambia, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Cape Verde, and Mauritania. You see,
So
these are Cape Verde. I don't think it's in the ECOWAS. So these are the countries in ECOWAS that do not use the safer. So they are trying to create their own version of an ECOWAS currency, which now they try to pull in the rest. I think they are trying to compete with the AES currency, because AES currency is definitely coming. That's not here nor there, because our countries have been collecting gold reserves so that
at this point we are not even threatened. What is it?
Yeah, exactly. So they can have their eco. I know it. If it's coming, it's coming. The problem is this is a French thing.
Yeah.
It might not be. So what are people saying? Which country will hold this new currency reserves? Which method of payment and money transfer will be implemented? What kind of technology will be used? If any of the above is not made, or at least owned and managed by a member state, this move is useless. I'm looking at all those countries because they have their own currency. It means they have their own reserves. Like they have their own reserves. They have their own central bank. Not like these other francophone countries, which are Benin, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Niger, Senegal, Togo, that use the CFA. They don't have a central bank. It's in France. So this could be better. So they are saying it could be better than using the naira. Sorry to Nigerians. If the eco expect the euro like the CFA, then what's the point other than drag-netting countries like Ghana that have a much stronger currency into what is ultimately a French-controlled financial system? New name, same colonial shit. Okay, what is Onyx
That's
saying?
what I was about to say, the same thing that Onyx is saying. This is never going to happen. Macron will pay his usual visit to Ivory Coast and a few other Francophone countries, and the rest will be history. My question was, why wait it's a year and some months from today. Why wait all that long to implement something that is so useful to you guys? I mean, currency, if it's changing, they talked about this thing from last year. Was it last year or the other year? It's been long since we had.
They are printing.
Nah,
They are
never
printing.
gonna happen.
But if you look at those who are implementing, are those countries who have their own currency. Okay, so it may be a plan by Muhammad to start something away from Macau. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Okay, brothers and sisters,
let's leave it to the brothers.
let us know what you, because even the radio god is saying, and where in Africa are they going to print the echo?
Good question.
AES announced the creation of regional currency, and all of a sudden, ECOWAS bloc are ready to launch ECO. This thing I'm telling you was to be launched a long time ago until Alassane Ouattara gave it to France, and they said they are going to replace it with a safer. So it will be a safer that has another name, like our brother.
And they are probably waiting for AES to launch theirs so that they can copy from the AES or learn something from them. That's why they are pushing it way in 2017. Why not do it now?
Look at Jalil is saying, yes, announced the creation of regional currency, and all of a sudden, ECOWAS bloc are ready to launch eco currency after finally being approved by France to challenge the ES currency. This is sovereignty, this manipulation and control.
Fake.
The next Nigeria election is in 2027, same as Kenya. Is it the Nigerian election that determines when and if the currency will be released? It ought to be released a long time ago.
Exactly.
African countries must do well individually before they can form one state. Other than that, it's a group of miserable nations joining hands to create a miserable circle. I don't know about that, but our brother Adam, we need somewhere to start. Like you see, the East African community has been working perfectly until some start doing things that are not very good. So can we round up?
Yeah, we need to round up.
Yeah, we need to wrap up. I wanted us to celebrate Ethiopia as we rounded up.
I did those shorts.
Yeah, so brothers and sisters, let us know in the chat, and please continue supporting us. We have Buy Me a Coffee link in the description and on your screen. We have Super Chat, Super Thanks on YouTube. We have merchandise on Fourth Wall. All these links are in the description.
You were seeing them clicking and
it's imagine a hoodie for just $40, $47.
Yeah, we need your support through the purchases and all that.
Yeah, and if you are watching us, please like, share this video and
the live.
Yeah, share the live and the video after the live. Thank you so much. We know how much you support us, and we love you so much.
Yeah, and to all those who joined,
one love.
To all those who joined us during the live, we appreciate you being here with us and just holding night vigil, if we may call it.
Thank you so much. We see you in the next live after 2 days. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, chat.
Bye bye, chat.